Hello, hello, hello. It's Goddess Aster coming at you once again. And I hope everybody's having a really good day. I hope you meditated, you gave your mom a hug and a kiss, you walked your dog, you did your laundry, you ate your green smoothie this morning, whatever you needed to do to get your mind right. I hope you did because you are worth it. So, this is a continuation of the relationship series that I'm doing. The first one was on karmic relationship. You can refer to that video in my, YouTube. You can go to that in my channel, and I'd really appreciate it so you could get into the flowetry of this 3-part series. Now, the first part is dealing with karmic relationship, and it only makes sense for us to flow into the second natural part of human interactions, which are soulmate relationships. Now, this is all coming off from the top of my head. I have no definitions in front of me, or I don't even have any notes down, which is so not like me, but I thought I would just be really honest, be really truthful, and be really raw with my information, because I feel like if I were to be talking to somebody in front of me about these kind of issues or these kind of topics, this is exactly how I would be discussing it with them, straight up. So, let's get into it. Soulmate relationships. Now, when I think of soulmate relationships, I think of that one person that I'm going to actually marry and spend the rest of my life with, or I can think of, because the soulmate doesn't necessarily have to be a person that you marry or even a ex-boyfriend. A soulmate could be a friend, a bestie, that best friend, that road dog, that girlfriend, that guy friend, whatever, that you've had for so many years, has been through everything and everything with you, everything and anything, things that your husband or wife may not even go through with you because they already have, So if I want to get really personable so you can understand where I'm coming from, I'm going to use an example from my own life. So I had a soulmate. I feel like I had a few, but one of my biggest, transformative soulmate relationships was with my best friend from high school. And, she and I have been best friends for over 10 years. And, I never really considered her my soulmate, but once I became enlightened, once I started to wake up, I realized this girl was definitely a soulmate. And let me tell you the reasons why. One, our astrological charts were ridiculously compatible. Like, our risings were both fire signs, our Venus were both water signs. We were one day apart in our birthdays, which was crazy. And, there was just so many things, but there was a lot of things also that separated us, but that was the growing part between her and I's relationship, I felt like we learned so much from each other in 10 years, from age, 15, 16 to whatever, you do the math. That's like the most intense stage of, going through, growing pains as a young adult, as a teenager, a young adult. And if you have a road dog with you the whole time, that's amazing. So, so soulmate could be anybody that's been in your life for a long time, that's seen you at your lowest low, seen you at your highest high, been there with you to congratulate you when you got that diploma, when you got that certification, when you passed your driving test, when you had your first kiss, when you lost your virginity, whatever. That person was there with you for you to tell them all those stories. That's your soulmate, man. That's your motherfucking soulmate. Okay? Don't cut them short. Be good to them, because the first person that you dial when something happens to you, that's your soulmate. It could be your mama, your daddy, your best friend, your auntie, your cousin that lives all the way in, San Antonio, Texas, whatever. That's your soulmate. And a soulmate is someone who is going to teach you what love and patience is about. That person is going to let you know that no matter what you go through, that they will understand you and they will accept you and they will be there for you, because your souls have met each other before. You guys have known each other in a past life. And in this life, you both are here to help each other, move forward. You're here to teach each other how to be better than you were in your past life. How not to go back to being engulfed by the ego. How the ego kills so much more than just relationships. It kills something inside yourself. It inflates a superficial ideal that you have about yourself that you keep trying to live up to. And that's why you kind of need a soulmate, because your soulmate either is going to inflate that ego or they are going to deflate that ego. And that's when you start to separate from your soulmate. Because if you see that your soulmate doesn't serve you anymore in a way that, helps you grow, and hopefully you are aware enough to know if you're growing or not. Oh, goddamn. But if you're not, that's a whole nother series I'll get into, but let's just stick to basics, So there comes a time where you separate from your soulmate, because then you've seen, okay, this is a beautiful person who's been in my life that I love dearly, and I know they love me. But right now we are going into two different paths. We're seeing two different horizons. And it doesn't mean that they're better than me and I'm better than them. It just means that we are grown enough to understand that the time has come for us to do what we need to do. The time has come for us to fulfill what our mission is in this lifetime. And you can't do that with somebody glued to your leg, because everybody has a different path in this life. There is not one or two people who are going down the same